Hello everyone, and welcome to Recap V. Today we'll be talking about an anime adaptation from a manga called Platinum End by Takeshi Obata, who is also the creator of Death Note. Watch out for spoilers and let us begin. The story starts in a classroom showing students on their last day of school, where we see the main character Mirai Kakehashi sitting alone. After this, we see him on top of a building and then he jumps off, trying to commit suicide. But of course, he is the main character, so he is saved by an angel, who also seems to know his past life, as she starts talking about how his parents died when he was 9. And then was taken by his aunt and uncle, who were abusive and used him as a slave. She then tells him that she will give him happiness, freedom, and love. He thinks what she is saying is stupid. He then asks how she is going to do that. She tells him that she can give him wings, implying freedom, and a red arrow that will make anyone fall in love with him. And then makes him choose. He says I'll rather not choose, and asks for both. Some red rings show around his neck and arms, with which he freaks out, saying other people will see them, but she explains that only other people with angels like him can see them. He is surprised of hearing there are more like him, and she tells him there are some other humans with angels like him, till the new god is chosen. The angel then makes him try his wings. He does that, and starts flying all over the world. After this, we see them at night at a pyramid. There she starts talking about how he can steal with his wings, and force people to fall in love with him with the arrow, which makes him ask if she really is an angel or a devil, to which she replies by saying she is a special ranked angel, and that devils don't exist, and if they did it would be in the hearts of humans. After this she drops a bomb, by telling him that his uncle and aunt killed his family when he was a kid to take their money, traumatizing the kid even more. Then he goes to their home and shoots his aunt with the red arrow, making her fall in love with him, so she would tell him the truth. It works, and she tells him everything, about how they planned to blow up their car, and how they took the boy in so they could get insurance from him. Her husband then comes in hearing her say these things, and he tries to stop her. As they are fighting, Mirai says they should both just die, so the woman listens and kills herself, and then an angel shows up to pick her soul, traumatizing the kid even more. Man, how much trauma can this guy take? 3 days later we see the boy in a room. He then says he just wants ordinary happiness, and a normal life. But he doesn't have money for it now, so this bitch-ass angel tells him to kill his uncle and his kids, to take their money. What a great solution. But of course, the kid doesn't agree to it. She also tells him that she gave him a white arrow which instantly kills any living thing. When he asks why an angel has an arrow like this, she tells him that they use it to give people a painless death, with which even God escorts the soul to the other world. After this, she tells him about God, and says that there are 13 God candidates, each having their own angel, and these people are chosen to become the new God. After this we see another candidate using the red arrow for woman, but is killed by another guy with a robot suit using the white arrow. And this is where the first episode ends. Episode 2 starts off by showing God and his chosen 13 angels, sending them to Earth and to pick their human to mature them to be the new God. And he also gives them 999 days. After this we are back to Mirai. He goes to watch TV, and in the news is a comedian who is being questioned about having multiple girlfriends at once, but Mirai also sees that there is an angel behind the guy, meaning the guy is using the red arrow. Mirai's angel then tells him that the red arrow can be active up to 14 people at once. The boy then asks the angel, is there any way to protect yourself from the arrows? And she explains that the arrows never miss, but the wings are much faster and you can fly away from them, and that the effect of the red arrow expires after 33 days. And after that, the red arrows won't work on a person twice. Then, we see the comedian being killed by the robot suit guy using the white arrow, and then flying away with his wings, while the comedian seemed to only have the red arrow. After this we see Mirai had used the red arrow to make his uncle turn himself in, and got all the money his uncle stole from his family. After this, he stops and sees that there is a bank being robbed with hostages inside. The guy with the robot suit shows up and uses the red arrows to stop the cops from interfering with him, and then he manages to defeat the robbers, by killing them. After this, he goes to the camera and calls himself Metropoliman, and then says that he is sent from heaven to defend the world, and then declares war on the other God candidates, saying that he has already defeated one of them, meanwhile making them look evil in the eyes of the public, while making himself the good guy. Thankfully, Mirai has the brain capacity to understand that most of the god candidates will probably try to kill him, so he makes his angel stay far away from him. When the boy is back home, he asks his angel to revoke him from being a god candidate, and tells her to take his wings and arrows, but she says that if she does that, he will die, because the only reason he isn't dead is that he is a god candidate since he has already committed suicide. After this, she explains that God said only people who have lost the will to live or the ones who have suffered too much on earth are to be chosen as God candidates. She then explains that special ranked angels are the ones that have everything, the wings and both the arrows, while the first rank have the red arrow, and the wings, then second rank ones only have the red arrow, or only the wings. And that these angels can be put to a higher or lower level. The next morning he goes to school, and there he spots an angel flying over it. He freaks out but thinks as long as Nasse, his angel, isn't here he won't be noticed, but of course, the angel goes right up to his face. And this is where the second episode ends. Episode 3 starts where we left off, and we see a girl, Saki, using the red arrow on Mirai. After this, the only thing the arrow does is make the boy confess his feelings to her, since he already knows her and had feelings for her. The angel tells Saki to ask him if he has wings. After she asks, he says he does, and then she tells him to go to her place, and wait there for her. He starts flying there, and after she gets home, the angel and her ask what rank is his angel. He tells them she is special rank, surprising them both. After this, the angel Revel tells him that Saki only has the red arrow so she can't dodge the white arrow. Revel then explains that the boy can be her wings, by carrying her, and telling them to practice. They start by connecting their armbands, and Revel says that this won't be undone until both of them agree. And after this, they go to the balcony and start flying. When they get back, Saki gets a notification on her phone, about Metropolitan, who seems to be going live on Sakura TV at 6 p.m. Revel then explains that Metropolitan has won over the media, public, and the police, making himself the hero, and trying to kill the other candidates and become God. Then he says that one day he will probably go after Saki, trying to manipulate Mirai to go and kill Metropolitan. After this, Nasse shows up stopping the boy. She then explains that if the two of them start to fight, and one of them dies, the arrows and wings can be given to another god candidate, and then says that Revel is trying to kill one of you so Saki can get their powers. After finding this out, Saki stops the boy as well, and he immediately listens. Revel then worries about Saki and what the boy might do to her when the red arrow wears off, but Nasse tells them that he already had feelings for her, embarrassing the boy. After this they team up, and make the boy live with her so he can protect her at all times. 33 days later, the red arrow wears off, and Revel ties him up to be sure he doesn't do anything to Saki. He then sees that the boy really had feelings for her, and lets him go. After this we see Metropolitan, in the news, inviting every other candidate to a talk at a stadium, but of course is a trap. Then Mirai asks how will the candidates that don't have wings be able to go there, but the angels explain that they are all in Japan, since is the most suicidal country in the world. Mirai and Saki decide to go there, and see what will happen. And then Metropolitan shows up. Right after that, two other candidates show up, Metro Blue and Yellow. They try to use the red arrow on Metropolitan, but it doesn't work since that wasn't him, but another person being controlled by his red arrow. And this is where the first 3 episodes end. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment on what you think about it, and don't forget to subscribe, so I can make more recaps of movies, TV shows, animes, etc. See you all on the next video.